Okay. Back in business.
It's only about 26 minutes. Or, no, 16.
We welcome you back to the Valley here at Clear Fork High School. Sorry, folks, for the technical difficulties. We are back, and the Colts on top. You did miss one goal courtesy of Nick Martin at the 27-minute mark. Just about 4 minutes ago of game time, he was able to drill one from just inside of the 18 over on the right-hand portion. So Martin getting the team off to a nice start. And Clear Fork, they've been on the attack the bulk majority so far here of these first 16 minutes and change, as they've got Mansfield Christian back on their heels. Flames have had a couple of opportunities getting up into the attacking third. There was one very questionable offside call that would have had Noah Pierce one-on-one with the keeper. Obviously, that opportunity negated by the AR giving the offsides call. But here comes Mansfield Christian now. Gaining possession. Here's Jacoby Dickinson pushing it into the box. The aforementioned Pierce on the chase. And he's just not able to get there in time.
Clear for a Colt substitution. Number 9. Sensor.
So this will be Wes Bunnell off of the goal kick. Wes has one of the strongest legs for any goalie in the area, and you see that left foot just absolutely booms things. Colts have been really dominant so far, as I mentioned, just finding feet. Really crafty, keeping the ball on the carpet, though this one's intercepted. That's the freshman Jude Gailey trying to make a pass, connecting one up into the attacking third. Solid move here from Landon Cyphers. But he gets tied up, and A.J. swindles him for possession, though he gets his pocket picked right back. Whole series of turnovers. Now the Flames looking to move it through the middle part of the park. Here's Adam 10. Gets a lucky break. Hops for Cyphers. Cut off at the point of attack here by Coy Berry. Cyphers trying to time it up. And it'll be out of bounds over to the Colts. Have the throw-in coming up here from the near side. 72 degrees sunny here in the Clear Fork Valley tonight. And if you weren't with us for the pregame coverage before my computer just completely blew up, we had to restart the entire thing, get everything back connected again. Talking about Clear Fork and the fact they're on a 5-match unbeaten streak right now, so they are rolling right now, right on the heels of a 4-game road trip as well. Incredibly successful for the Colts, coming away with 3 victories and a draw. That one coming to Mansfield Senior last week. So the Colts feel like they're playing definitely their best soccer of the year, and the slow start coming out of the gates against 2 top-caliber opponents. Top 10 team in Division 3 and Division 4, as this one nearly squirts through. And then West comes out to scoop it up, but a solid build here for the Flames. Get a chance to see a second look on our Whitaker-Myers instant replay, just cutting through the double team there. But losing his balance is Owen Neal. Plenty of talent on the field for Mansfield Christian. They lost quite a number of seniors on that team that made the run to the Elite 8 last year. Certainly some veterans that the team is sorely going to miss. But when you get your keeper back and the allotment of seniors that this team has, and plenty of them have a lot of varsity minutes on their resume so far, with Noah Pierce, Peyton McFadden, Adam Tem, a couple years starting on that back line, Landon Cyphers as well. Then Aiden Booth. This is a kid that I think you need to keep an eye on. Here is Aiden trying to charge over. Shut off the supply for the Colts, and it does right here with McFadden swatting that out of there. Cyphers has it taken off of his right foot. This is Cade Beachy. Player spotlight tonight. That's Whitaker, one of the captains. Beachy had it taken away, stripped right in the middle of the field. And Noah Pierce, even though he plays more up top than back defensively, certainly a nice sharp play there. Big booming ball. This is going to be way too much heat. Trying to find Cyphers at the other end of the rainbow. Just didn't have that dialed in terms of the timing of the run. So as we get back to action here, Colts will lose it off the turnover. MC, again, just trying to create some windows, some passing lanes. Do a nice job of at least spreading the field, running in numbers. They'll have 3-4 players at a time, all just trying to make their charge and their entryway into the attacking third. This is going to be a flame throw, and Tem handling those duties. But quickly out of bounds, and now Cale Berry drops it off. Jace Feeman with the throw, with the one hopper, trying to hook up with Whitaker and a crowd triple team there. And that's one way to try to slow him down. Few have been able to here of late. As Pierce gets tripped up. Referee determined a lot of ball. Now Tem with the stutter step gets it back to the feet of Pierce. Draws a couple of defenders, so he'll drop it back off. Step over here for Dickinson. And now plenty of contact, and this will warrant a whistle. But it looks like it's going to favor Clear Fork. So we'll take a secondary look at this. You see Dickinson threading the needle. And then Pierce on top of the ball. Heavy collision. And it goes against the Flames. The way that it looked certainly felt like could have been a PK on the way for MC. With the collision and the fact that we get the blessing of being able to watch it in slow motion a second time, I think that probably would be more warranting a no call. As this is a great ball, offside. 2 referees are what we have tonight. That's been the case for every match I've been at so far this season, so we haven't had a main judge out in the middle of the pitch. So a couple of ARs trying to do their best to keep up with the action on each end. Cruz drops it back, and this will be poked out of bounds. And with that play, we'll now welcome in Jackson, my star intern, the Emperor is what I want to call him. But Jackson Yoder with me here tonight, tracking the stats, and we missed the first about 14 minutes of game action here, Jackson. So break it down by the numbers. What have we seen so far in this competition?
We have seen a lot of Clear Fork, I will say that. 9 shots in the so as of right now, but I think haven't taken about too many, maybe in like the past 10 minutes, I'd say. But really, those first 20 minutes, a lot of shots being taken. 5 of them were on goal. They've had 2 offsides in this first half so far. No corners and no fouls. Is that one recent one? Is that did we just get a foul, or I heard a whistle?
should just have a goal kick coming up
Good
here.
goal kick. Yeah, but that one that we recently just saw went against Mansfield Christian. So for Mansfield Christian fouls, they have 3 with 1 corner, 1 offside, 1 shot, and 1 goal. So really, Clear Fork has had a lot of possession in this game, but Mansfield Christian starting to find themselves a little bit, and they're slowly maybe starting to find the gaps and keeping the ball a little bit longer than they did earlier. So we'll have to see how this goes.
Yeah, if you want to call it a game of runs, certainly I felt like the first 10 minutes belonged to Clear Fork, and then a little bit of back and forth. And now this most recent stretch, like what we're seeing from Mansfield Christian, the spacing looks better and just the developments on the field. They're able to maintain possessions for a lot longer than we saw earlier. And Landon Cyphers, he's been heavily involved so far here, definitely over these last 10 minutes. Hasn't won all of his battles, but they're looking for 16 here tonight.
Yeah.
Going to be back over to the Colts now. Here's the man who scored the only goal of the match, Martin. He's got a few on his resume now on the season. And we know that he's got this big, strong arm, able to launch it. Whitaker just punching it into the middle of the field, hoping perhaps a misplay. Instead, the Flames, they've got possession. They've got something formulating here as this is flicked forward. And Cyphers, I think, the last touch by him off his shin guards, but good build-up here for Mansfield Christian to flip the script, get the ball up near the attacking third, and they're going to get possession right back. They've got the throw-in. They'll quickly get it down here from Cruzy. Up to Dickinson. Sets it back. Diving stop here by Wespinel. Got to see that one again. Whoop. Great move. Puts the defender on his back, and then the left-footed shot. I think that squeezes in there, actually, if West doesn't make the Superman dive.
Maybe.
50-50 ball. That was one of my keys to victory that I'm going to jump into. I didn't get a chance to show you guys what I thought would kind of iron out a victor here tonight. Here's the stud freshman Dickinson pushing it to the middle now. Battle for possession. Beachy able to sneak through, but it's taken back here by MC. Long run on the far side of the park. But off the strip, Feeman's able to clear it out of there, and he'll just shift it down to Mansfield Christian's end. So I was talking about my keys to victory for this one with the ball in the hands of Grady Heichel. Let me jump in and tell you how I think the Colts win tonight. Gotta play off of your mids. They've got 10 assists so far between Owen and Cade Beachy so far this season. Work it to those two, and they are going to make the right decision. And then your star players, they just got to shine. They're missing one of their, if you want to call them, the big three tonight in terms of Whitaker, Beachy, and no Finn McCauley. So certainly you're going to put a little bit more on the shoulders of the other two juniors and hope that they're able to step up, have a bigger impact than usual. With Finn out, he's got a contusion on one of his lower extremities, I think on the shin of the right leg, is what I was told by their head coach, Nathan Gailey, who's looking on here at a free kick. They're going to put Beachy on it. Going to lob it just on the outside of the 18, taken in stride here by the Flames. And now the overlap, Martin going out to the right wing. Beachy's going to send it other side. Great ball on the money here to Kabuto Setzer. But he gets into a whole bunch of traffic. Colts, though, maintain possession. Moving it well side to side. Swindle had that one deflected. And now the Flames with the turnover. Looking to get things going the other way. Big ball up to the middle. Deflected out of there. And off of this contact, We are going to get a whistle here against the Colts. It's going to go against Coy Berry. Physical play. And that sets Mansfield Christian up with a great opportunity. Set piece inside of the football 20-yard line. Kids in white jerseys, about 6 of them all littered in and around. But off the deflection, the Colts get it out of harm's way, at least initially. Punch through, back post. It's going to be just a little bit out of reach. Goal kick coming up here for Clear Fork. And that was Pierce. Just able to shift it to the right foot. And got pretty decent pace on it. If somebody was making a hard charge there on the backside of the action. Was not the case there for MC. But they've got the 50-50 ball. And they'll stay on it here with Pierce. Back to the middle. Dickinson, double team, taken away. Pretty much just crunched together in between Swindle and then Cade Beachy, the man now with the ball at his feet. Sends it out wide here for Setzer. Good ball movement. Now Martin. He's got a goal already. Looking to set it back up for his power leg. That's the right foot. Beachy overrunning the play. So Aiden Booth able to send forward here to the stud freshman. This is Jacoby Dickinson, and he lifts one here. Cyphers, great ball right where it needed to be. Measured well into the middle. Heavy touch. And it's going to be an offside call, I think. So there it is right there. West Bonnell was able to come out and get on top of it anyways. But a solid determination there by the referee. As the clock now floating under 7.5 minutes to go before we reach the first half break. And now it's going to be Colt ball. Illegal throw in here from Setzer. I think had his foot off the ground. I was watching the replay behind the scenes here. Now Dickinson pinned down. He's able to create some space, find Noah in the middle. Pierce trying to set up John Mark Pierce. But the counterattack starting to formulate. Here's Weichel. Got a 3-on-3 now. Beachy to the outside. They'll set it up for him. Right back to him. Owen wasn't able to drift it into a spot that didn't have kids in red shorts all around. Here's a good look. Give and go. Unselfish play. And he was able to knife through. Just didn't have the ball when he found himself at the other end there. Beachy's been trying to take on a lot of defenders and just make something happen. I really appreciate him and what he's been able to showcase. Really has taken a step up now in his junior campaign after being a distributor as a sophomore, now becoming more of a goal scorer here in his junior campaign. So we'll get a deflection. And the Colts will have possession with the throw-in. Do want to say hello to everybody out there watching live and free on YouTube Channel 1 tonight, as well as our OH Report Facebook page and the BS Media Productions Facebook page. If you drop me a comment in the second half, we'll get in there every time that we've got a little bit of downtime in the action. Shout me out. I will shout you out. And my favorite thing to know always is just how you're taking in the action tonight in terms of where you are in the universe. Are you in the great state of Ohio? Are you outside of the Buckeye State? International viewership, trying to keep an eye on your alma mater, a family member, wherever you are, however you're watching, we want to know about it. Get it going in the comment section tonight. Cyphers again gets kind of sandwiched in between a couple of defenders, so he'll lose the handle, and now here comes the Colts. They've got a 3-on-4 working. Beachy on the ball. Couple extra touches. Wisely going to ease off the accelerator. Now he'll set up and send this one off target. Heichel laying off of it as it skips out of bounds, and we'll have a Mansfield Christian goal kick on the way. Speaking of Mansfield Christian, never got to share them with you in the first half, so here are my keys to victory for the Flames here tonight. The 50-50 balls, I touched on it. They're doing a great job so far. They are getting extra possessions. More possessions means more opportunity. So far, they've probably got that about 60-40, maybe even more heavier in their favor. And then just score 3+ goals. The Colts, you know, they've been riding at a sprint pace here lately, so you got to try to match their firepower. And if they can do those couple of things, I feel like this could be a victorious night on the road for the Flames. But a long way to go in terms of that second key, 3 goals. Colts have been defending nicely as this one's chipped into space here. So Martin looking for his second. Heichel able to get a couple of fingertips on it. And as he let loose, maybe he didn't. They're saying that this is going to be a goal kick. Look like in real time that Grady Heichel might have got at least a nail on it. Instead, it's a goal kick. Flames with possession. Tim with a rocket shot on the outside. They'll get it back to Adam. He's going to get harassed, and now here's Beachy turning inside. Look at Cade Beachy. Nice footwork, sets it up for Martin. Brought it down, one-timer, spilled out of there. Great save by Heichel. This looked like it was destined for the twine in the back. Just a heat-seeking missile. Grady waiting till the last moment. Rocks onto his right hip, and he's able to push that out of there. Heichel with a really strong performance here in this first half. Show you that shot attempt and save one more time. Martin in a crowd surrounded by kids with the MC on their chest. And Grady Heichel looking like he's got an S on his chest. Diving, here he comes in again. Looking like just a wild feral cat out there as he's able to lay loose on the punt. Shut down another cold opportunity. Clear Fork's been keeping the pressure on here, pretty consistent the last 3 minutes or so. As we're getting closer and closer to the break, about 90 ticks is all that's in between us and the first half set of whistles. Chip forward, launched 100 feet in the air. Now Kel Berry, Lex for the business decision, just punches it out. Does give MC a chance here with Dawson Los. Throwing it into traffic. Dickinson tried to flick that to himself, and here he is. Able to at least get a piece of it. But it's right to Wes Bunnell. Swindle with the heel. Tried to get it out of trouble. It didn't hurt him, but also a little ill-advised right there just in terms of all the traffic that was coming through. That was like rush hour style. Everybody trying to get to that particular lane. And in the final 30 seconds, short time here, Mansfield Christian looking for something extraordinary. Trying to find the equalizer, Dickinson. Setting it back up to his right. He'll step over now. Keeping the defender off balance. But AJ able to take it off his foot. Last chance here, Aiden Booth lets it fly, deflected. And that is how the first half will come to a close with the Clear Fork Colts defending their home turf here at the Corral, as they have got a 1-0 cushion through 40 minutes of play. We've got a commercial timeout baked in here to the equation. In about 3 minutes, We'll be back here. We'll have your halftime report. Jackson Yoder will have all the numbers that you need to hear about. And then we'll get you all set and ready for half number 2 here in Belleville. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH Report. See you guys here in just a couple minutes.
Supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank. That's better.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
At Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers, we believe successful financial planning comes with your complete understanding as a client. That's why our financial advisors are passionate about our core value of having the heart of a teacher. When you have complete and total understanding of your financial picture and your financial future, you have more confidence as a client.
OH Report brings you local high school sports coverage like nobody else. In football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, wrestling, track and field. If it's happening in our area, we're streaming it. You're enjoying high school soccer and non-conference action live and free thanks to contributions from our amazing sponsors. Please support our friends at Global Energy Partners. They're helping communities with exceptional work while utilizing local businesses. Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source. They also help you choose effective vitamins, different supplements. They can even prepare custom medications as prescribed by your healthcare provider or even your veterinarian to manage things like your hormone balance, mouth soreness, pain, autoimmune conditions, and many more. Whitaker Myers, locally owned financial planner that boasts the endorsement of national money expert Dave Ramsey and the team at Ramsey Solutions. Your player of the game sponsor tonight will be Schmidt Security Pro. From the field to your front door, trust Schmidt Security Pro to protect what matters most to you. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. And Avita Home Health and Hospice, where they help families make the right decisions about their loved ones throughout the course of their life. In about 30 seconds, we're going to come back for the halftime report. I'll have Jackson Yoder with me coming up then. Keep it locked in. Talk to you guys here real soon. Your halftime show presented by Global Energy Partners here at Global Oilfield Services Field, where Clear Fork enjoying a taste of home cooking for the first time in a while. On the heels of a 4-game road trip, they come home and a little banged up. A couple of starters out of the lineup, but the Colts handling their business so far right now. They lead Mansfield Christian 1-0. I'm Brian Skronsky, everybody. Jackson Yoder coming in on the conversation with me now, my intern from Lexington, and he's got all the numbers that you're going to want to hear about. But first, let me just get your critique of each team so far through the first 40 minutes of action as you've been paying attention. What do you like so far about the team we're looking at, Clear Fork, and what type of threats they're posing at this point?
I like them from a standpoint of just like they're keeping the pressure on for Mansfield Christian. They have the ball, like they had the ball over on their end of the field, on Mansfield Christian's end of the field pretty often. Like they had it, they were keeping the pressure on, and at first MCS a little bit slow to respond to that, but I think eventually started to catch up, and Mansfield Christian did find some ways to battle back later in the first half there. But Clear Fork looking pretty good through the first half as they got a goal.
Yeah, that was from Nick Martin at the
27-minute mark.
So that is the difference right now in the ball game. But as you mentioned, Mansfield Christian, they've been coming on strong here of late as we take a look at your first half stats presented by GEP. Break them down for us and what we've seen so far in terms of the numbers, Jackson.
Well, as we mentioned before, Clear Fork has had most. If you look at it, Clear Fork has had most of the possession in this game. That would, at first, it would have been a way bigger number, but Mansfield Christian slowly but surely starting to fill the gap. And MCS hasn't had the ball on Clear Fork's end too much lately. They only have 5 shots, 4 of them on goal, 2 offsides, a corner kick, and that corner had a little bit of potential until Clear Fork shut the door. 4 fouls for MCS. Now, here's the thing about Clear Fork. They have had 13 shots and 6 on goal, 2 offsides, no corner kicks, 2 fouls. But when you're taking 13 shots in the first half, man, I just think, that's probably one of the reasons why MCS is down right now. And Clear Fork really just taking their shots at MCS left and right.
They're going to have to find something offensively. We've seen them break into the attacking third on numerous occasions, and specifically there over the last 5 minutes, a couple of nice threats. Like what we're seeing from this freshman, Jacoby Dickinson, number 6. He can really spin it out there, and you see that he's not afraid of the moment, and certainly he's trying to attract defenders, and an unselfish player. He's given it up in a few different situations. However, for Clear Fork, that bend don't break mentality, it's working for them on that back line right now, where they're not at least allowing any great looks on frame.
Yeah, their defensive is really they're playing really strong tonight, and that's really helped them out so far, I think. And that young Jacoby, he's playing good for a freshman, and MCS they have a lot of good players. I know they have a good team, and I'm sure they're going to have to step it up here in the second half if they want to, talking about your keys to victory. They have won the 50-50 balls like you were saying, but really scoring at least 3 or plus goals, it does, as of right now, seem a little bit like on the not believable side, but we never know. We did see 4 goals for Clear Fork at that one last soccer game versus Ontario.
Finn McCauley with a hat trick in about 5 minutes.
In about 5 minutes. So maybe like Jacoby or maybe Landon Cyphers, maybe just one person could simply take off and maybe tie this ball game up before it becomes too late.
And I'm still maintaining that the 3 goals, so they're going to need that if they want to win here tonight. I don't think you can keep Clear Fork completely shut out here in the second half. They're getting too many quality looks. The 13 shots that you mentioned, and 6 of them, a couple really have tested Grady Heichel. And for Clear Fork, they've done a pretty solid job too. Owen Weichel's been handling a lot in the middle of the field, and Cade Beachy, he just go gets it on his own. He doesn't really need much help.
Yeah. If I'm correct, you said they're undefeated so far. They don't have a single loss, or
over their last 5 matches, Clear Fork is 4-0-1.
Yeah, that's crazy. And they're playing a team that hasn't had a loss in those last 5 games because they seem like they've really – and for those games were on the road, they seem like they just really learned a bunch on the road, and they look like a really superstar caliber team in the MOAC for sure.
It's a great point. Thanks for breaking it down for us, Jackson. He'll be back with us here in about 20 minutes. Midway point here of half number 2, which is now underway. And it looks like we've got Christopher Bell watching with us here tonight, all the way from Michigan, cheering on the Flames and Aiden. John Booth also cheering on Aiden Booth and says, "Go Flames." Aiden, one of my students last year in media class. And I hope he's still in Media 2 this year. I've not visited that particular class this year. So for all my students and families over at Mansfield Christian, boy, they've added a lot to the media program. There's 3 photography classes now, multiple Media 1 classes. So I've got a lot more kids and students to try to keep an eye on and bring along here. But we are going to, at the end of this month, we've got jam-packed a bunch of Flames games coming up from over at Comstock Field, and then also some volleyball inside of the Furnace. So if you're watching and you're a fan of guys like Aiden Booth, who's got the ball at his feet right now and giving it up to the freshman, there's going to be a lot of Mansfield Christian games to devour right here on our airwaves, and I'll be a part of all of it. So looking forward to have an MC back on our airwaves. We're just off to a bit of a slow start. My kids didn't feel like they were ready when we were supposed to do some streams last week against Crestview at home. So we're about to turn the corner, as the Flames are trying to do as well here. And off to a nice start, maintaining some balance. And they've had possession here for a good 45 seconds. Though the AR's got his hand up, that'll indicate offsides here. Dawson Los making his run. And actually, that's a really good, nice touch by Jacoby. He was just a shade off sides. And off the restart, here comes the Colts. Flicked forward. It was a beauty off the noggin of Weichel. And look at Nick Martin tried to set up the right foot. Somehow maintained possession. I think maybe a little too gassed up for his own good. Kind of giddy, big eyes when he started getting that one-on-one look with the keeper. And then sends this one way wide with the left foot. Goal kick on the way for Mansfield Christian. But another look here for Clear Fork, and that's all it takes. You see that there's just a slim window, and Martin able to bust it through just wide of frame. Heichel on the night, 4 saves in that first half. Now here's Weichel, dropping it back. Swindle chips it, and met by Adam Tem on the outside of the 18. But Clear Fork really looking to continue to push it back into traffic, trying to keep the offense displayed down at this end. Step over, Jacoby drops it off for Tem, and that was off the carpet. Now Swindle tracks it down, getting a little bit of pressure here from Dickinson. Back to him. AJ in the middle now. Here's Cade Beachy. He's able to beat the first offender. Walled off. And off the contact, what do we got? Goal kick. Cade, you can tell a little bit of frustration here on this one. Just out-muscled by Noah Pierce, the senior. And he's a strong specimen. Actually, not a goal kick. They ended up determining that that's a foul on Cade Beachy. So that's one of those that you just got to grit your teeth and bear it if you're Cade. where you're not initiating the contact. However, you're forcing the opposing player to go down to the turf with you, and typically it's the second guy or the last act that ends up drawing the foul. But right back into the attacking third. Here they come. Martin with the setup with the right foot. A laser beam! And it's in there. 2-0. Clear Fork on top here at the Colt Corral. A couple courtesy of number 23, Nick Martin. Good stuff here from Martin. Let's spin this back all the way from the top. Beachy had Pierce on him and not necessarily lackadaisical, but kind of eased up there. Allows just for the little sliver, and we know that Martin, he packs a lot of punch on that right foot. And he's able to sock it into the back. 2 goals tonight for Martin. And for all of our OH.REPORT fans out there, we've got multiple live streams going down tonight. If you want to check in on Hillsdale, the Lady Falcons, they're off to a great start in volleyball. They are hosting the Lady Bobcats tonight. So Falcons against Norwayne, that's in the second set. We've also got soccer over at Scott Bailey Memorial, Open Door Christian. Actually, it looks like that one just ended. Crestview a big winner there, but we've got a doubleheader going down. So the boys will be in action tonight as well. So flip around if you're on the Facebook or we're on the main channel. This one is on YouTube channel 1, and then volleyball is on channel 4 tonight. Off the drop back. Ooh, slick move to get Coy Berry flying by. You just love the potential here of Jacoby Dickinson. Again, he's kind of mastered the art of that step over. See if he sets up a shot. He does. He rips one, but Wes Bunnell goes airborne. Needed the entire 6'1" frame to get a piece of that and just wedge it out wide. Here's Dickinson. Sets it up. Great extra touch to pull Berry into the middle. He goes to the right side. Wes with a gorgeous save. So corner kick action. Overhead. A lot of players into the mix. But Wes Bunnell comes out with it. He'll throw it out with that left hand, try to get it right in front of Whitaker, and he does on the money. That was like a all-pro quarterback to his wideout. This will roll out of bounds for a Clear Fork throw. And Martin, we've seen him through the early portion of the season and also last year when he was a junior. He's got the capability to whip it in there a la a corner kick. Didn't have a whole lot of mustard behind that one. Good ball movement. Got the triangle. Sets things up here on the near side now with Jaden Lacey. Weichel on the chase. He'll keep it in. Thought he was going to go for the cross. The nutmeg on Adamton keeps it in. Weichel deflected back. But that was some sweet extra sauce. Weichel again with some fancy foot movement. And now Tem just has to poke it away. It's going to be a corner kick coming up. Let's take this thing back a little while. And it looked like initially Owen was going to come up, obviously just go for the corner. Or whoop! With the nutmeg. Another nice move and the left-footed kick. Fancy foot skills there. Show you, this is what just happened. They played it short off the corner kick. And it was chipped by Beachy into the middle, hoping that we could get a play made by Jaden Lacey. And it just didn't work out for the Colts. So now a goal kick restart here for the Flames. Costly turnover right in the middle. Martin knocked down, definitely going to set him up. So we've got a free kick on the way. Colts acting with haste. Doesn't look like that wall is 10 yards back. Not even close. Since we're on the football field, it's pretty easy to see. You don't actually have to step these off. There you go. Just bring them back another about yard. Tailor-made for Martin to have a hat trick. Looking for a second here. In half number 2, Nick Martin, the chip. Too much. He was just trying to go top shelf with that one. Put it in a spot where Grady Heichel, number 99, could not get to. Grady with the diving effort, just ensuring that there was no hope, no window of opportunity that time for the Colts. Kick down far side. Flames have been living on their defensive end here for the first 9 minutes of this second half. I think we're going to get a yellow card potentially here on Noah Pierce. Maybe just a stern talking to. But normally when you get called over like that, it means you're going to have to step off for a couple of minutes, as that's our first card of the match, and it's going to come right here on Pierce. Not really sure why from our angle. Can't identify specifically why that would warrant a card. Nevertheless, it's going to be Clear Fork with the free kick right about midfield. Got 5 players to the right side making their run from the outside of the 18. Just 1 player to the left is going to be Setzer. And this boomed right into the middle. Headed down, first touch by MC, so it's okay for Heichel to come snatch it up since it was off of the dome of his teammate. Barry drops it off. Smoke it back the other way to the feet, though, of Owen Neal. But the Colts quickly regain possession. They are dominating that TOP so far here in the second half. Flames looking to change that narrative right here. Here comes Jacoby near side. A little collision. And it'll stay in. Here's Cade Beachy. Able to win possession. Tried to shank that one up for a running Nick Martin. Now we'll get a throw-in coming up here on the near side for MC. Mansfield Christian with a substitution. Noah Pierce coming right back in. Looking for some comments over on our Facebook feed right now. So if you're watching, if you're one of those folks that are tuned in on our Facebook platform, let me know how you're tuning in tonight. Where are you at right now? Maybe in the US of A? Ireland? Australia, eh? They don't say eh. I don't know why I came out with that one. That's our friends north of the border. And Nathan Gailey right now, what the stoppage is, that we've got a conversation between he and one of the referees. And the way that Nathan just walked away from the convo, it doesn't seem like he understands where official Dave Kuhn is coming from. But the game must go on. Dave's given him plenty of time here. They've been talking for almost close to a minute now. So this is like a quasi timeout for each unit. Try to collectively catch their breath. And with Clear Fork, a little less depth tonight. Lucas Krimzinski, the sophomore defender, he is out. And as mentioned in the pregame as well, Finn McCauley, leading scorer on the team, he is also sidelined tonight with a contusion on one of his legs. Actually came out on crutches and is still rocking around on crutches, so his lower right leg, he's really favoring that. And Finn, who last we saw him here at the Corral, had that hat trick that we were referencing, all in about a 5-minute stretch at the end of a big win over Ontario. Just a dog piled on top of them. 5-zip the victory in that MOAC rivalry. As we get a heavy touchdown here from Dawson, the junior, over the end line, and we're back to play with the big left leg here of Wes Bunnell. Take it on the flight. How does Beachy get that much touch on the ball off of a punt? My gosh. Now to the center, just a shade behind, was looking for Cale Berry, tracking in the picture. Counterattack put on by Jacoby Dickinson. But back and forth we go. Another theft. Colts looking to capitalize. They'll get it to Beachy, left foot in space, on the money. Here it comes one time, the shot. And it is pushed out of there. Grady Heichel with the save. Referees determining actually that Grady did not get a piece of it. Let's see this again from the top. Just a perfect ball for Kovacic, and the freshman looking for the goal. Off target, and I think the referees are correct. Grady Heichel did not need to put a mitt on it. So possession back over to MC. They haven't been able to hang on to it for extended sessions here in the second half. Colts have really eaten up a lot of the time with the ball, and the midfield's been a huge reason for that. Though we will have a throw-in coming up over on Mansfield Christian's side of the equation. 2-0 contest. Nick Martin with each goal so far tonight. Settles down at the feet of Cale Berry. Now Tim able to get a head on it. Nice step through here by Dawson Louse. But again, the freshman, Kovacic, making an impact. Allows him to feed it out wide. Here's Whitaker dropping it off. Beachy chipping it to him. Boy, what a setup one time. But again, Grady Heichel with solid positioning. And he's got another save on his resume here tonight. The man in the headband coming through yet again. Just making it a really tough angle as he came off that back line. 14 minutes gone by here in half two. Colts looking to extend their cushion now. Here's the sophomore Berry. And not enough bend on that one. But another possession ending with a shot here for Clear Fork, and this one not too far off. And a lot of young players starting to find their timing a bit here for the Colts. Big ball stays on the carpet, down low. You see Wes out to meet it. But now with the punt, line driver this time, able to find Beachy. And perhaps none better in Richland County at that first touch than Cade. He really has just exquisite soft maneuverability, and oh boy, he is down right now, clutching his left ankle. So we're going to get an injury timeout as Cade Beachy will be tended to. And he's continuing to stay down, just really has not moved much. Now he does sit up. as the athletic trainers here for Clear Fork, giving him some attention as they talk to Cade. Give me a chance to jump into the comments, see if we've got anything yet on the Facebooks. Hey, what up, Melissa Heichel? Cheering on the Flames, and of course, her favorite player, I gotta presume, the keeper, Grady Heichel, who we spotlighted tonight, as Beachy is heading over to the sideline. And since we've got a fan in the house, let's go ahead and throw up that player spotlight one more time, presented by our friends at Global Energy Partners. Saves on the season, I don't know. I didn't get the exact calculation, but these are numbers for the career of Grady Heichel. Got 14 wins and counting, 5 shutouts, 3 of those coming last year, 2 of them in the tournament. And I was hoping to catch up with Coach McFadden tonight, and he does not post his individual stats for anybody to look into, and didn't text them over to me either. So I got to get a better connection over there. Chad normally really quick to respond and hit me back, and I'm just not sure exactly how many saves Grady has on the season, but I can tell you tonight, he got like 4 at least. So Heichel has been an impact performer basically since he took over the starting gig in between the pipes for Mansfield Christian last season. Late whistle comes in, handball. And actually, you heard Clear Fork fans kind of tattle-talling on their own player. Kind of like one of those golf call-ins that we'll see on the PGA Tour where it's like, hey, no, actually, piece of grass moved from behind the ball. That should be a 2-stroke penalty. Clear Fork calling out their own names for the handball. This guy's actually allowed to touch it. Dude in the long sleeves. And Wes Bonnell just murders that thing on the far side, so at least changes the field position. But it'll be Mansfield Christian throwing coming up, with about 24 minutes remaining here at the Colt Corral. Gorgeous evening. Weather starting to cool off a little bit. First touch tonight was 73 degrees, and we're now in the upper 60s. It's Peyton McFadden, the senior, out wide. Able to find Cruzy. Try to get the give and go work in, and 2-hand push in the back. Coy Berry kind of broke his neck looking back, didn't appreciate the gesture. And I think that was Noah Pierce, who got to kind of watch his P's and Q's out here, was issued a yellow card. Though I felt it was kind of unwarranted. He still has one to his name, so 2 of them, and you're lost for the duration of the match. And it'll be like hockey out here. If you end up with a couple yellows or a red card, they just play a man down the rest of the way. And can't think of a bigger advantage, of course, for an opponent than having an extra dude out there. It's felt that way for Clear Fork, despite this being 11-on-11 here in this second half. Been just a little bit quicker to the punch. But numbers funneling forward right now for Mansfield Christian. They just drop back 2 as Adam Tem lifts that one. But taken out of harm's way now off the right foot of Feeman. And way out is Grady Heichel. He had to as well. Collected at midfield. Here's Kel Berry pushing by Adam Tem, looking for the cross. Now he's going to go actually try to bend it in. And too far touchline. Goal kick coming up here for the Flames. No fresh comments coming in on the YouTube channel one either. So about the 40 of you that are all watching together out there, hit me up in the chat. Who are you cheering for tonight? Why are you tuned in? You got a favorite player out here? As we get you ready for a huge weekend on the OH Report, as always. Football Friday night, 9 live streams is what we'll have featured, and I think we might have a new addition picking up a highlight. Might have Lexington also. Jackson Yoder, who's about to be talking to you guys, told me that he might want to go see his Lexington Minutemen play tomorrow. And after that awesome game, the win over Clear Fork last Friday, you might just be addicted to some Minutemen football now, huh?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, just the fact that it's my home district. Not that I go there. I'm homeschooled, but they're my district. I kind of like watching them, and just for like one game against a good team like Clear Fork, watching them win just felt good. And it's fun watching Lexington or just any high school football game in general. But I had a really fun time running the camera last week for just some reason, and I enjoyed it.
So we're gonna have the Emperor back over in Minuteman Country coming up on Friday, along with a couple other highlights, 3 of them to be exact. I think we'll have coverage of 14 total games for you guys. So
nice.
Friday night's OH Report certainly is the place to keep up with North Central Ohio football and beyond.
Really is.
We'll take a look here at some of the first half of the second half numbers here with Jackson. So what are you seeing? What are some of the trends right now in terms of the digits?
For shots in the second half, for Clear Fork, they have 6, and 4 of them are on posts. This one might have a chance for Clear Fork. Inside the box. That one is saved.
Yeah, but a good look here again from the Colts, and I like this setup from Martin and a chance to do something with it here from Jaden Lacey.
Yeah.
Tried to hook up with Whitaker, who he's been red hot here lately. Not a bad decision. But what are we seeing over on Mansfield Christian
For
side?
Mansfield Christian, 2 shots. Both of them were on goal. 1 offside penalty. 0 corners in the second half thus far. And 2 fouls, and one of them was a yellow card. I'm not sure what the context was there for that yellow card. But, man, Clear Fork did take they were definitely taking advantage of that, bringing on the pressure. But a little bit early in the second half, we had a goal off of Martin at the 35-minute mark, and obviously here's another chance, and we're gonna get a whistle, and I believe a foul.
So this is going to be a penalty kick.
This is a PK. Okay.
These totally change the dynamic of the game as you see Lacey trying to fight through, and there it is. Adam Tem getting a little piece of the jersey, a tug, and with the official as close as he is, they got to call it right here. I'm always in favor of let them play for as long as possible before you allow them to have this shot here from the penalty kick situation, and obviously Cade Beach is going to be the man for the job.
Yeah. 3 fouls on that makes 3 fouls for MCS here. Let's see how this corner PK plays out for Cade Beachy as he lines this one up. And it's good. It's 3-0 for Clear Fork here at the Colt Corral. A goal off of Cade Beachy in the 19th minute. And it's probably looking like Clear Fork is probably going to take it to MCS tonight. I mean, they don't have a Finn McCauley on Mansfield Christian, so we might not be able to see any sort of a miraculous comeback. Should we start maybe player of the game talks?
Yeah, I think obviously Nick Martin right now would be the leader in my clubhouse. He's got the first couple of goals. Cade, he's going to be in the conversation every single night that you watch Clear Fork, and specifically when they're on top, because he's just such a dynamic playmaker. And again, he doesn't really need friends. He can go out there. He can do what he needs to.
He can do what he needs to do.
Been playing great defensively as well, and now he's on the board. Goal number 8 of the season now in his junior season. And what I really love in terms of just the evolution of Cade Beachy is last year, this was a kid, he deferred a little bit. There was a couple of seniors on the roster that he was trying to set up and get some goals for. But this year, now he's got 4 assists to go along with those 8 goals that I talked about. But he had a dozen assists last year, only 7 goals. He's already outdone what he was in terms of a goal scorer.
Improvement.
Yeah, from his sophomore to junior season. So taking a big step up in terms of leadership, I think, as well this year. And that's why he's got that captain patch on his arm.
I think he deserves that. I mean, that's a big step up, and we're maybe halfway through the season, and he's got more goals than he did in the entire season last year. So Good for Beachy, and I think this is definitely a good Clear Fork team moving forward. We got a chance here.
Martin
Oh,
again blistered it. Anytime he unleashes,
yeah.
it's a rocket shot. And if you're not able to form some type of a wall in front of him or have a guy like Heichel who had an outstanding save on him earlier in the game, typically he's going to put it in the back because there's so much pace behind the ball. And that was the case the first 2 times tonight in terms of the goals that he scored. But actually, those are the first 2 goals of the season for Nick Martin. So
Well, good for him. And I think he definitely wants that hat trick. I mean, with that shot, I think he wants it here. He might be able to get it. He's got about 17 minutes left, so maybe he might have a chance here.
Double-digit goal scorer for him last season as a junior, and his first real chance. He came off the bench for the first half of the year, broke into that starting role second half, and then into the tournament, and kind of a game changer for them because he's got such great speed and a dude that with the throw-ins, he's very strong. So love the evolution that we're seeing of both Martin and Beachy this season, and I think you could determine the same thing about Finn McCauley. Just unfortunate right now that he's going through some things. The contusion happened against Mansfield Senior, and same thing for Lucas Kremzinski as we get the whistle. I believe he hit his head off the grass against the TY Tigers,
Ouch.
and so he's out in concussion protocol right now.
Darn. That stinks. Got MCS with a chance here now. Clear Fork's second foul in the second half, as this one is booted away.
It's Peyton McFadden there, showcasing his strong right leg. The Colts quicker to the punch, though. Those 50-50 balls that I was really giving a lot of credit to Mansfield Christian to winning in the first half. Boy, the cookie has not crumbled that way here in half 2. Clear Fork's been significantly quicker, the acceleration of the ball. It's been noticeable here.
Yeah. They were starting to click a little bit there in the late in the first half, and now I think Clear Fork is just really bringing it to MCS, and I think they're gassed, honestly, because Clear Fork has had it on MCS's own side a lot in this game, and it's just, I don't know, not clicking for them.
And it does extinguish a bit more of your energy when you're defending and constantly defending. Everybody has to be involved, and you don't get a chance for that back line to, get like a nice little exhale. So I think you're right. And certainly right now, Mansfield Christian, they look like they're a little gassed at certain positions.
Yeah.
Would love to see them, though, get a quality look, try to put some heat on here. That's what you do when you're a Flame. Yeah. And, Clear Fork's not out of the deep end just yet with 15 minutes still remaining in this match, but they're looking to rock the baby to bed here. A 4th goal certainly would be a nail in the coffin.
It really would. So, yeah, I mean, for Mansfield Christian, they just had it down in Clear Fork's end for about maybe the last 2-3 minutes here, but back on MCS, back defending their own territory. This one is thrown in, and it's looking like it's going to be recovered by the keeper for MCS.
Yeah, good read here by Heichel, and Whitaker chose the wrong angle right there. He was cut off by McFadden. If he goes off of his left shoulder, he might have a chance to get there. Just wasn't able to make the right break at the right time. You see the Colts packing it in now. Look at all those black jerseys, and definitely trying to maintain a shutout as we get a whistle here against the Colts. And this is going to set up the Flames here with Jacoby Dickinson on the ball. Teeing it up at the 19-yard line.
All right, let's see what we get here.
Colts are going to go with a 4-man wall and then just mark up on the backside. That's where everybody pretty much is, as this is driven into the wall. And just comes right back out, sidewinder out of bounds, and they'll have a throw-in. So Cyphers does throw it in. Tapped back at him, and actually he hits the deck. So I'll show you this replay real quick. Chance for another set piece for Mansfield Christian. And they are going to put Jacoby Dickinson on the ball, so it really shows how much faith Chad McFadden has in this youngster to come up to the varsity ranks and be a huge contributor. As we get a yellow card now.
Oh, I missed that.
Against Clear Fork, and it's going to be A.J. Swendel, and obviously he's getting it for arguing with the referee.
Ooh.
What we just saw, there was not any physical contact. It was just him back and forth chatter going on with the AR, and sometimes they're not going to put up with it.
No. Can't talk smack to the ref.
So a yellow card on each side of the equation now. We saw Noah Pierce get one earlier. So they're going to bunch them up. Mansfield Christian is. And you got to kind of go wholesale after this right now. They're going to play with just 2 men back. Try to sell out. They'll keep it low. Rifled shot. Pretty good look.
Was really good. Darn it.
You see Dickinson able to sneak his way through in between the 2 defenders and cut loose. And I heard a little dang it in your voice there, Jackson. So as the commentator out here, you're looking for just a better, closer game. And typically, I try to come in here pretty neutral, but especially these are 2 of my favorite teams.
I mean,
man.
I'm just kind of rooting for them to maybe, just get a goal. They're a good team, and they got 12 minutes. I'm just, hoping for a good game overall. But I think Clear Fork's mostly got this wrapped up for the most part. But it would be nice. I just want to see maybe a Mansfield Christian goal.
Colts and Nick Martin have other ideas. He wants the Hats to come flying out onto the playing surface, though he gets bumped off the ball by McFadden. It'll set up a corner kick for Martin. As he tried to turn the corner, the valve shut off there by Peyton, getting in his way. And actually that drew a whistle, so not a corner kick. It'll be a foul infraction here against MC. And they're going to put Whitaker on the ball. And the Colts a chance from a cool angle. The header, and it's in there. 4-zip Clear Fork. Beachy back on the board. He's got 2 goals to go along with Martin's couple. And that should just about close the door on any potential Flame comeback. The Colts off and running tonight.
How about that? Off a corner kick.
Pretty much.
Wait.
A little bit shorter than the corner kick and a nicer angle, too. It's about 3 yards inside of that corner kick angle.
Looked like a corner kick. That's my bad. But
well done. Colt strike again. And it's now a 4-0 game. And this changes my perception of the MVP voting now, since it's 2 goals each.
So we're going to go 2 MVPs? I mean, we did that one time for the girls. I mean,
it seems
we got 2 goals for both Beachy and Martin.
Seems like that could be the move tonight.
It might have to be.
So potential co-MVPs.
Do any of them have any assists? So we could, if we have to narrow it down to 1? Or, is there any other stat that could
I believe
put someone
Beachy
above
did have
another?
an assist on one of the Martin goals earlier. Weichel finding Nick. He's like, man, I want to get back to the top of the charts. A little bit too much moving and grooving, though, here on this shot as he bends it wide of frame. We'll show it to you again on the Whitaker-Myers replay. Did a nice job of keeping that ball down, forcing Heichel to have to leave his feet. Now with just over 10 minutes to go, Clear Fork well in command, and I mean they've just really been cruising here of late, coming off of a shutout victory on the road at Harding, who they just packed it in, and they played 10 on defense the entire game. Nathan Gailey told me they were able to eventually break through the Colts, of course, and they got the outcome that they needed to stay undefeated 3-0 in MOAC play, but an interesting, unique game plan for Harding to at least give themselves a shot. And then outside of that, Mansfield Senior, the draw on the road, but an 8-0 win and a 2-0 victory right after that 5-0 win that we showed you here against Ontario. So potential for another shutout win during this nice run for the Colts, as this one from Cal Berry never made its way onto the frame. And Eichel, he's done a good job tonight. We've seen him dive towards quite a few of those shots, and he just takes his hands out of the equation when he realizes that it's not going to be directed on target.
Yeah. Right now, Clear Fork for shots in the second half, they got 11. And we've got 8 on frame.
So the Colts have done an excellent job offensively. I mean, they have really dominated this second half. It's been not necessarily night and day, as we literally go from day to night here in the second half, but the Colts have been a lot quicker to get to a lot of the loose balls, and their connectivity, I mean, the Wi-Fi is running at great speeds here tonight for this team.
Yeah, it is. You talked about, we've talked about the 50-50 balls, how Mansfield Christian first half winning a lot of those, but now it's starting to be a little bit of a shift here. It seems like Clear Fork is starting to win a lot of the 50-50 balls, and it's paid out for them with 2 goals in the second half.
Yeah, they've got a stranglehold here on the match. MC starting to run out of minutes, and the opportunities, they have come at kind of a rare pace here in the second half too. So as well offensively as we've seen the Colts play, got to tip your cap as well to the defense and being a little bit shorthanded tonight too without Lucas Krimzinski out with the concussion. So guys like Cal Berry getting extra minutes. Jace Feeman has done a nice job along with Coy Berry. So the 2 juniors starting to come into their own there on the back line for Coach Gailey as the freshman shops this one back to the right foot. And Dickinson, he's had a lot of really fun moments tonight, but his shot attempts, he just hasn't been able to get one truly in a good spot.
That shot marked 5 for MCS in the second half.
And I think Jacoby's been responsible for at least 3 of those.
He has, yeah. And I think he had maybe like 1 or 2 in the first half. He might have. And they've only matched their shots in the first half at 5. So both first and second half, they've had 5 shots so far. And, I mean, yeah, numbers, is that, looks like a foul
for
Clear Fork.
I think that it was well before the replay happened, and they allowed the advantage for Mansfield Christian until the deflection to take place. So again, they'll put Jacoby on the ball. A little bit different setup this time. He's got 3 to the right, 3 to the left, and he's going to take dead aim. And it's a little bit over top, as he'll overcook it yet again. And it's tough against that 4-person wall that Clear Fork has set up, and from that distance, you got to strike it perfectly. So I'd almost like to see for Mansfield Christian in that scenario, try to chip it to one side or the other, and just put a ball in heavy traffic and see if one of your other playmakers can come through for you. Meanwhile, Jacoby working, and boy, he's just got, you ever seen that movie Happy Feet with the penguin that can dance? It's kind of what he reminds me of out here, but in the human form. Great ball, tried to look off the defense as well. And now a big collision in the box. This might draw a card. This is Isaiah Kraus. And just kind of leveled Kovacic. Here's another look.
Doesn't look like he's going to get carded.
But it will be a foul against MC. And possession back with the Colts, at least for now. Weichel with a good-looking touch to keep it in play, but Kraus was there. Now he heads out on the left wing to the middle of the park with Owen Niln, turns it back. One-timer somehow was able to shoot that through. Jacoby wheeling, dealing. It's like he's got Velcro on his shoes attached to the ball sometimes. Looking for the shot from distance. That was Daniel Bender. And earned throw in here by Caleb Kovacic, this freshman. He's really played strong tonight defensively. Filling in, as mentioned, for the injured Kuzimski and doing it admirably. Been impressed with the 9th grader's ability to match some of the physicality and just good reads on the field so far. So it's the second illegal throw-in of the night. Each of them against Clear Fork. So a chance now for MC to try to keep it down here in their attacking window. McFadden off the carpet. Somehow it lays down here for Owen Nill. But punch back out of there. Stepping up to make the play, Coy Berry again. Martin zips this one up top. Weichel on the fly. Aiden Booth just punches it out with 3:20 to go. Clear Fork throw-in, commanding 4-0 lead. And not very far away from keeping this unbeaten streak. Be 6 in a row for the Colts, 5 of them victories. Really physical with the hands right there. Clear Fork fans demanding a whistle. But with the score as it is, they laid off a little bit after they didn't get the call. Fraction against the Colts. MC working with haste. Actually, just a throw-in. They said it was over the boundary. Over on Mansfield Christian's side of the turf. Beachy lays it back. Big ball. And takes a couple of hops into the hands of Grady Heichel. Now Weichel steps over, keeps it at his feet. Nice move. Had Kelberry coming right side, elected not to put it on him. Now here comes Cooper Brokaw. Cut off at the point of attack. Berry now keeps it in, looking for the cross.
Less than 2 minutes to the game.
Under 2 minutes to go, we'll get a substitution.
And we have Clear Fork substitutions.
Setzer checking back into the lineup. Jaden Lacey as well. So a couple of veterans back into the mix here for the Colts. And just trying to preserve the shutout. At this point, you've come this far. Definitely want to get some of your top guys out there. Just maintain that goose egg. And even though the win is going to be the win, there's just something about the momentum that a shutout can carry over, I think. Colts have had a lot of them here lately. Lacey flanks out to the right. Here he is. Taking off his right foot. It'll stay in bounds as Brokaw spins. Gives it up. Mansfield Christian has a chance for maybe 1 or 2 more looks, depending how they end up utilizing their time. So Aiden Johnson. And he overcooks that ball to the outside. It'll be Colt throw-in as we're sub 1 minute to go. Clear Fork doesn't have to be in any hurry here to get it back in bounds. So a little gamesmanship as Weichel drops it back off and Berry charges, throws down the line to nobody in particular. I think that's just the strategy here as Joshua Hillman takes the bait, knocks it out of bounds. Closing 10 seconds here from Belleville. Clear
Last
for
chance.
6, 5,
Is he just gonna?
3, 2,
And
1.
Colts will close out
That
the
will do it.
4-0 victory. That is full time here tonight. Put it in the books. 6-match unbeaten streak, and arguably the best stretch of Clear Fork soccer since Nathan Gailey has taken over as head coach, maybe with the exception of the tournament run that we saw last year. And this team, they're kind of fixated on the opportunity to have another great one this season as well, but definitely enjoying a better regular season up to this point so far. We're going to take a quick commercial timeout. When we come back, we are going to have joint MVPs. We are going to hear from both Nick Martin along with Cade Beachy. They're going to join us up here in the booth. Plus, the Emperor and I will break down all the final stats and get you out of here to enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Live and free coverage from the Colt Corral. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Hi guys, I need you all to have a foam finger. At Mechanics Bank, we're all about the community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank. That's better.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes Wellspring so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
At Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers, we believe successful financial planning comes with your complete understanding as a client. That's why our financial advisors are passionate about our core value of having the heart of a teacher. When you have complete and total understanding of your financial picture and your financial future, you have more confidence as a client.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
I've got one of our 2 co-MVPs here in the house with me, Cade Beachy, fresh off a destruction there in the second half. So let's begin with these second 40 minutes. And you guys really dominated time of possession, your looks, everything. It just looked crisp out there. So you got a smile on your face. Seems like you guys are pretty satisfied with the way that this one all shook out.
100%. I mean, Mansfield Christian is always a tough team. You know, past few years it's always been at least a 1-goal game, if not like maybe 2. But we really wanted to come out, especially after a tight game against Marion Harding last game. We really wanted to come out and put a statement, and I feel like we did that tonight.
Nice 6-match unbeaten streak for you guys, and most of those have been shutout victories so far. So getting the test early in the season, you come out of the gates 0-2, knowing that you had a lot of pieces back and you were a big centerpiece of that. Getting the juices flowing now, just how good are you feeling about where the team's at here at this point of the season?
I think we've put on a really good streak, you know. I mean, starting off with 2 of probably the toughest games of the season, you know,
Yes.
Madison and Central Christian, just state-ranked teams, but we knew that what we were capable of, we didn't let down after those losses. We knew that we could do this, and we're really proud of where we are and where we're standing right now. We're really happy with this win.
As far as collective goals for the season, you've actually outdone what you did as a sophomore, so you're becoming a bit more of a scoring threat this year. A season ago, you were kind of more of a distributor. Talk about that change in mindset and mentality for you out on the field and how you're kind of viewing things as a junior.
Yeah, definitely last season. I always looked for the pass. You know, I wanted to see, because people would collapse and I would try to get it out and we'd have my teammates to score on, which I could count on. And I still do, obviously, but I think seeing the shot and trying to take it could also help my team to win. And, you know, obviously team comes first in every mentality. And so if I have the shot, I'll take it. If not, I'll try to pass it off and score, just like what Nick did today. And he did really well with that.
And then playing here at home, you guys have been away the last couple of weeks, so just to get some home cooking, how nice was it to be back at the Corral?
Oh, it was so nice. It was so nice to be here. We had a big crowd. We had student section. Shout out the golf team. That was awesome. Oh, yeah. No, we really enjoyed being here. It's a beautiful field, and we're just really happy with this win. You know, this is a huge win for our, you know, just community and our just team right now. And it's really nice to play on here and win.
Well, congratulations. Couple of goals and a nice assist as well. The moment is now yours for some shout-outs, man.
All right, I want to shout out my dad, my mom. I want to shout out. I forgot her last time. I don't want to. I want to shout out my brother, my sister, the golf team, and I want to shout out all my teams and my coaches, and I want to shout out my Lord and Savior, you know, Jesus Christ.
All right, Cade Beachy, one of our 2 MVPs tonight, so we'll shuttle in Nick Martin now as Cade will give up the hot seat. Nick, let's just start with you getting the party started tonight. Your first 2 goals of the season. You've been close a bunch of different times this year, so to break through and to finally put one in the back had to have been like a bit of a relief.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've started off slow this year. I don't know what was going on, but I'm glad to be back, and you know it's all on my team. You know what I mean? They've got me this far. That's all I can ask for.
You've got a rocket for a right foot, and you were able to put a lot of good strikes on the ball, some of them that were just a fraction off here tonight. So developing that, what can you say about the type of weapon that you feel like you are here in your senior year offensively?
I don't know. I know I can get down on the field, and I know I can use my finesse as well. So to finesse the ball from the corner or even the end line back into the 18, you know, that's a big help on our team. And just being able to shoot rip shots from outside or inside the 18. I mean, if I can get them on frame, but yeah.
You were actually down a couple of players tonight too, a couple starters out of the mix, so you're short-handed here. You were sitting down, said you were a little bit tired after tonight's game, so putting a little bit more on your shoulders now that you're a senior. How has the role changed for you that you're one of the senior captains out there and everyone's kind of looking at you to play extended minutes and be a big performer?
Oh, you know, it's great. I mean, like last year, I had a lot of minutes too, and just this year upping that, it was a big change, but I don't know. I just do it for my team. It's all for my team. Love my team.
And then finally, since you guys, you're a couple weeks, no losses, 6 consecutive, where you haven't tasted a defeat and 5 victories, what would you most credit it to in terms of your guys' chemistry? What do you like most about where this team's at right now?
I just like that we can. I like that we can move the ball. You know, all of us boys have played together our whole lives, except for a few, and even those few, we work them in well. And the team chemistry, we just worked together so well, and that's a big part in it. And then just I don't know, playing together as a team. That's the main role.
It was on full display tonight, for sure. You guys had it locked in that second half, especially very impressed with what I saw from you. So congratulations. Another shutout victory, Nick. Who would you like to shout out tonight?
I would like to shout out my team for sure. My parents, my mom, my dad, everybody in my family really, and the Lord and Savior.
All right, Nick Martin and Cade Beachy, your co-MVPs tonight, presented by Schmidt Security Pro.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank. That's better.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
At Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers, we believe successful financial planning comes with your complete understanding as a client. That's why our financial advisors are passionate about our core value of having the heart of a teacher. When you have complete and total understanding of your financial picture and your financial future, you have more confidence as a client.
OH.REPORT brings you local high school sports coverage like nobody else. In football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, softball, soccer, wrestling, track and field. If it's happening in our area, we're streaming it.
Back now with your post-game show presented by Global Energy Partners. What a performance by the home team tonight here at the Colt Corral. 4-0. They put out the visiting Flames of Mansfield Christian. I am Brian Skronsky. Jackson Yoder with me on the second half call. Your first goal call. I'll have to post that independently and get that out there for the masses to all take in. And tracking the stats for us here tonight. So we'll jump into the numbers here in just a second, but break down that second half, and what did you see from Clear Fork? Because they were a much more capable team in the last 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think they just took, I don't know how, but they just took off. They had 11 in the second half shots compared to their 13 in the first half. 8 of them were on frame, and that's played to their advantage. They just took off in the second half, and I just think they caught. I think Mansfield Christian maybe had some changes that they wanted to make, and maybe it didn't work out. And I think Clear Fork just took advantage of that and put 2 more through the net in that second half.
And we had, for their time of possession in the second half, it was about 75-25. So even when MC was able to get the ball, it was typically 1 or 2 passes. The Colts, they were flying around. They were getting after the ball on that back line. We saw some of the youngsters really stepping up. Feeman, Berry, like when Cale Bieri got in the game too. And for a shorthanded team down a couple of starters, Clear Fork, they really played inspired out here. And I think the co-MVPs have a lot to do with that. I just got a good sense of from them just positivity. And
they did, yeah. They looked really like positive, and yeah, he mentioned like they just played all with each other since they were kids. Like they're all just out here having a blast, just playing their favorite sport. And like if I was, playing like tennis with all my best friends, we'd probably be like Clear Fork. But Clear Fork, they just look really happy out there when they're playing. They just look like they're having a real good time.
Yeah, I think happy's a really good way to put it. They just felt pleased with the way that they played tonight and the way that they have been playing. And we'll see if they can keep it going, because Clear Fork, they head over into your district coming up next. I don't believe in the history of the program they've ever beaten Lexington. I think I can strongly go on record and suggest that has not happened. But also, this could be a year of firsts for them all the way around in terms of making some big accomplishments. And I think that they've got the horses this year to actually compete with the Minutemen.
Yeah, we mentioned that we watched that shutout against Ontario. They beat them for the first time. So maybe we're going to see another win for Clear Fork, as they got 6 straight wins, if I'm correct, on that after that road stand, and now coming back here at home. Clear Fork is just looking really good right now. They just look really good going into the season. I like their chances of making a good playoff run this year.
And then for Mansfield Christian, they'll have to be a little bit back to the drawing board. Still have not been able to secure back-to-back wins this year, so they've maintained the up-and-down season. They started the year with a loss, then a win, and now they've gone back and forth through their first 7 matches, where they're a game below 500, but a chance on the road at noon coming up here on the 13th to bounce back and knock off Highland. So we'll see if they can get it done on Saturday and return to their winning ways. Do appreciate everybody out there watching live and free tonight. All of our incredible sponsors who help combine and bring you the game action. Do want to say thank you to them one more time. Global Energy Partners, Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source, Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers, Schmidt Security Pro, Mechanics Bank, and Avita Home Health and Hospice. Our crew out here tonight, Christian Carver making his Top Cam debut here on the OH Report and doing it admirably. Jackson Yoder getting more time on the headset. How are you loving it so far? It seems like you're getting a little bit better every time that we get you in the mix.
I'm loving it here. It's been a great opportunity for me, and I can't wait to continue into the fall, hopefully into the winter. And I'm just enjoying my time. Hopefully I can, maybe get another, keep on asking around, and hopefully this is just the start of what the big goal is in the end, to become the big sports broadcaster at just maybe, just maybe at a big network like NBC, just NBC, Fox, CBS, ESPN, one of those big networks. And this is a great way to kick it off, and I'm so grateful for the OH Report.
So, folks, remember that he had his first call right here on our airwaves, and many more still to come. So for Jackson, Christian, and everybody back at OH Report World Headquarters, signing out here for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Tons of football action on the way. I'll be right back here at the Colt Corral. I'll see you guys then. Good night, everybody.